Now we will be starting with the questions carrying 2 marks. Question 1. In what sense garbage is gold for the rag pickers of Simapuri? Garbage is gold for the children rag pickers because sometimes they find a 10 rupee note while clearing out the garbage. So they seek for more and more things, more and more amusing things in the garbage. And for the adults, it is their only way out for survival. It can be sold for cash, and this cash can be used for them to buy food and make themselves survive. That is why garbage is gold for the rag pickers of Simapuri, and it is gold for the children of Simapuri. Question 2. Explain the literary devices used in the line, an army of barefoot boys who appear like morning birds and disappear at noon. We have two literary devices used in this phrase. An army of barefoot boys who appear like morning birds and disappear at noon. So this phrase, that is this, an army of barefoot boys, and this is like morning birds disappear at noon. The first line that I have highlighted is an army of barefoot boys. This is a metaphor. You know, the boys who walk around barefoot with the plastic bags on their shoulders, the author has compared them to an army who is barefoot, an army of barefoot boys. So the boys walking around the town have been compared to this image without using like or as. The second sentence is like morning birds. Like morning birds is, the author has compared the boys to morning birds. The morning birds who come to in the morning and disappear at noon. So this is the comparison of the boys with morning birds using the word like. Question 3. Why are shoes with a hole a dream come true for Saheb? Shoes with a hole are a dream come true for Saheb because the slightest of comfort, if he gets the slightest of comfort while wearing shoes, even if they have a hole, he will be ready to wear them. He would be ready to take that slightest of comfort because this will fulfill his need to wear shoes. This will fulfill his need. This will partially fulfill his need to play tennis. Even the thought that these shoes may be discarded by a rich boy, it doesn't come to his mind because the only things he wants is to play tennis and wear the tennis shoes. Next question. I go inside when no one is around. Where does Saheb go? Why? Now the Saheb goes to a tennis court of a neighbourhood club, and he doesn't want to be scolded by anyone. He doesn't want to get embarrassed. So he goes inside whenever no one is around, and when he is allowed to do so by the friendly gatekeeper. Question 5. Why is food more important than survival for the people of Simapuri? Food is more important because the people of Simapuri have made ration cards so that they could get free grains, free rice and free food. This is more important, the food is more important to them because it is the only thing that will help them stay alive, not the identity that they will get if they make ration cards. So they've got the ration cards for obtaining food, not the sense of identity. So this is a move that is played by the politicians, that we will make the ration cards, we will give them free food and force them to vote for us. This is a very cunning move made by the politicians. But from the side of the people, this is only a source to obtain food and make themselves survive. Question 6. Why does the author describe children of slums as partners of survival? The author said so because these children of slums, they are born only so that they grow up and they take up work at small age and help their parents economically. They uplift the status of the family. This is the only reason, and all might be the case that this is the only reason that these children are born, to share the economic burden of their family and to become the partners of survival. Question 7. Describe the atmosphere of glass furnaces. How can working there affect the young children? Now the glass furnaces in Firozabad, they are ill ventilated. There is no source of ventilation. No air comes through the cells where the workers are working. It is dingy. There is no adequate light which harms the eyes of the workers, and it has high temperatures rising above 50 degree or so, which is very harmful to be in for a long period of time. All of these conditions, all of the high temperatures, dingy conditions and ill ventilation, it ages them prematurely, makes them lose their eyesight, and it makes them develop various health conditions. This is very bad. Working there can affect the young children disastrously. Question 8. Who is Savata? Will wearing the bangles on her wedding day eventually change her life? Savita is a young girl who is assisting the elderly women of the village in making bangles. She will wear the bangles one day when she gets married. This will not change her life in any way, because till the time she gets the chance to wear these bangles, the bangles which are the symbols of Suhag, which is auspiciousness or the holiness of marriage, she will be fighting poverty and her lost eyesight. She will be in such a bad condition from working in the glass bangle industry that she will be fighting many health conditions till the time she gets married. Question 9. Why does the author say that bangle makers are caught in a vicious web? What do we mean by vicious web? Vicious web is an unending circle. It's a web which one cannot easily come out of. It starts from poverty to indifferences, then to greed, and then to injustice. And all the privileged people, the sahukars, the middlemen, and the police, all of these are involved in this circle, because these are the people who oppress the bangle makers, who do not do something for their development. The bangle makers are caught in this unending web of poverty, indifference, greed, and injustice. Question 10. Why don't the people of Firozabad organize themselves into a cooperative? The first reason being they are not aware of what is a cooperative. How can they organize themselves into a group and fight against all the miseries they are facing? Poverty and illiteracy has enveloped them. They cannot see something because they're so poor, they're so illiterate, they're not aware of anything. On top of that, these two conditions, poverty and illiteracy, has weakened them. They do not have the power to go against the people who are privileged and people who are in the authority. And another reason being, they fear the authorities. They fear a beating from them, and they fear that they will be further oppressed if they raise a voice against them. And also, there is absence of leadership. No one is there to lead this group. No one is there to help them and guide their way out of the miseries they are facing. Question 11. Mukesh is a rebel. Do you agree? Give reasons to support your answer. Mukesh is a rebel because he is ambitious. A rebel is someone who goes against the original system of things. Rebel is someone who goes against something, who goes against the original condition. He is a rebel because he is ambitious, he dares to dream differently, and unlike his family, he has not submitted to fate. He is ready to do something different and make a good living out of his passion. And he has not given into his misery, just like his grandmother or his father. Question 12. What according to the author is the child worker in Firozabad weighed down under? The child worker is weighed down under two worlds. The first world is of poverty and caste stigma, and the second world is that of the middlemen and the politicians exploiting them, due to which they have to move into the vicious web of child labor and do menial jobs to help their parents suffer the economic disparity. So this is the two worlds that the child worker in Firozabad is weighed down: poverty and caste stigma, and all the privileged people that are suppressing them.